Hello, my name is Nathan from Toxic Game Studios, and this is the second part of our tutorial series. This is lesson 1 on game development, and I'm going to be showing you the basic Hello World program, but we're going to spice it up a little bit to steer more towards game development versus regular application development. So, the first thing you want to do is include the IO stream, which stands for input-output stream. This streams information into the console window and out of the console window. It also sends information out into a file, or you can load information into a file. We're also going to include conio.h. And what we can use this for is when you run a program and when it gets done doing the commands you instruct it to do, a lot of times it exits too fast for you to actually be able to visibly see it, and we want to be able to actually see what our program is doing before it exits. So we're going to load the conio.h header file to use the get ch file command to pause it. So we're going to use the namespace std. Sorry about that. And what this is it's a standard library for C++. You'll probably include this in almost all of your programs, but we need to use that. So also, we're going to make a method called pause. And what this is going to do is it's going to pause your program before it exits using the get character method. I say method, the method is a function. They're the same thing. If I say method or if I say function, just know that they're the same thing. See, this is a void function, and that just means it does not need to return a value. So, like as an integer function, like we're going over earlier, an integer is a whole number like 1 or 2. When you have an integer function, it has to return a value of say 0 or 1 or 2 when it completes without errors. So, that function pauses our program. This is the main function. Every C++ program has to have a main function or it will not run. It also needs to return a value of 0. So when this function runs, it won't do anything, but it will tell us a code of 0 has been returned. Watch. It exited really fast. It exited with a code of 0. That's good. That means it worked just fine. If we change this to 1, this code below that you can't really see right now will also change to 1. But I'm not going to display that right now because you can't see it. Okay, so when we run this program, we're going to want to pause it. Pause the program. So we're going to call the function that we made called pause, and what that's going to, it's going to run the information that we typed in up here. When we call this function, it's going to do this. It's going to get the character that we type in, and it's not going to exit until we type in that character. We're also going to want to display our information to the screen using the console output method. And we're also going to need to use the output operators, which is 2 less than signs. And we can send a string to the screen, such as game over. And what this is going to do is it's going to send the game over to the screen, console output. You can think of this because in console input, it uses 2 greater than signs because you're sending your information out of the screen. So think of this as a funnel. You're sending game over to count. As in with console input send, you're going to be sending your information into the screen. So that's one easy way to remember that. And we're also going to call endl, which stands for end line. What this is going to do is it's going to be on one line, and then at the end of this text, it's going to go down to the next line, like when you press enter on a text editor. So when we run this program, it's going to come up, it's going to say game over, and it's going to pause. So let's do that real quick. You can either press F5 or you can go to the top on the green arrow button and press start debugging. See? Congratulations, this is your first C++ tutorial. If it's not and you're a more advanced user, you can go ahead and skip to the next tutorials, and you can start on a more advanced area so you can better enhance your skills. But this is what happens when you have the pause function. When we delete the pause function, it comes up and then deletes itself really fast. Just like that. And we don't want that to happen. So this is the beginning tutorial, the first actual programming lesson. We're going to move on to for loops and while loops in the next tutorial. So I guess I'll see you then.